MSC Virtuosa has water slides, swimming pools, live shows, a high ropes course, a robot bartender, and enough bars to keep you busy for quite some time. But how much of it can an ordinary passenger actually use? And what will cost you extra once you're on board? We travelled as a standard fare with no Yacht Club upgrades, so everything in this video is available to regular passengers just like us. We'll show you what there is to do, what we thought was genuinely worth trying, and the things we'd prioritise if we only had one day on board. So hi there and welcome back to the channel. Let's begin with the Infinity Atrium, because this is where most passengers get their first proper look inside MSC Virtuosa. You'll find guest services and the excursions desk here, along with the ship's rather impressive Swarovski crystal staircases. They look very glamorous, although they can sometimes become one of the busy photo spots on the ship. Just above the atrium is the Galleria Virtuosa, which is really the centre of life on board. It's a long indoor promenade filled with shops, bars, cafes, and the huge LED ceiling that changes throughout the day. At different times, you'll find live music, parties, and entertainment happening along here. So even if you aren't shopping or drinking, it's still worth having a wander through. If the weather is behaving, there's plenty to do outside. Up on deck 19 is the Savannah Aqua Park, with 3 water slides and a large splash area. The water slides are included in your fare, although you do need to sign a waiver. Also, they may have opening times and can close during poor weather or for maintenance. Above the water park is the Himalayan Bridge. This is a high ropes course where you're clipped safely into a harness before making your way across a series of ropes, steps and bridges high above the deck and 80 metres above the sea. And I gotta say, it does have great views when you're standing up there. This is also included, and again a waiver form is also required, and there can also be a height or age restriction too. MSC Virtuosa has 3 main pools. The Atmosphere pool, which is a large outdoor pool area up on deck 15. It has plenty of space around it and a big screen. But on warm sunny days, this is the place where everyone tends to gather. The Bamboo pool is indoors beneath a retractable roof, so it's a useful option when the Great British weather decides not to cooperate. Then there's the Horizon pool, which is at the back of the ship. This is a good spot for the views, especially sunsets, as you can sit looking out over the wake behind the ship. So if you want music and atmosphere, head for the main pool. If you want protection from the weather, then choose the Bamboo pool. And if you want the best views, then just head to the back to the Horizon. If you'd rather stay indoors, deck 16 has the Sportsplex and arcade area. There are Formula 1 racing simulators, virtual reality experiences and a 4D cinema, plus a bowling alley and the usual selection of arcade games. They do look impressive, but it's important to know that these attractions do cost extra like any other arcade. The indoor sports court itself is included, and depending on the timetable it can be used for activities such as basketball, football and volleyball. For families, the children's clubs are on deck 18. MSC works with Lego, so there are dedicated play areas, activities for younger children and separate spaces for teenagers. The children's clubs are generally included, although some special activities or late-night childcare may carry an additional charge. Of course, one of the main activities on any cruise ship is eating. Included in the standard fare is the Marketplace buffet found on deck 15. It's open for much of the day and offers a wide selection of food. The freshly made pizzas were one of the highlights for me, as that's my favourite, although overall we found the buffet more average than exceptional. You certainly won't go hungry, but it wasn't the strongest cruise buffet we've experienced. You'll also be allocated a main dining room for your evening meal. Virtuosa has several, including the Blue Danube, Symphony, Opera, Minuetto and Il Campo. The main dining room gives you a more traditional sit-down cruise experience, and I must admit on this occasion we actually preferred it to the buffet for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you want something different, there are several speciality restaurants which are available for an extra charge. These include the Butcher's Cut Steakhouse, Ola Tacos and Cantina, Kyoto Teppanyaki, and Indochine for French-Vietnamese fusion. There is also Jean-Philippe Chocolate Shop along with the Gelato and Crepes Bar on the promenade. They all look very tempting, but remember, these are not included in the standard fare. MSC Virtuosa has more than 20 bars and lounges, so you're unlikely to struggle to find somewhere for a drink. The most unusual is the MSC Starship Club, which is home to Rob the robotic bartender. You order using a screen and Rob prepares the drink for you. It's entertaining to watch, although it's probably more of a novelty experience than somewhere we'd spend the entire evening. For a quieter drink with good views, there's the Sky Lounge. Masters of the Sea offers a more traditional pub atmosphere, while L'Atelier Bar is a good choice if you enjoy live jazz music. When it comes to evening entertainment, there's usually a reasonable choice. You can watch large-scale shows in Le Grand Theatre, see more acrobatic-style performances in the Carousel Lounge, try karaoke in the TV studio and bar, or stay out for some late-night dancing at the Yacht Club. There's also the Red Gem Casino if you fancy trying your luck. Some of the entertainment is included, while certain Carousel Lounge performances may require an additional charge, so check the daily programme before making your plans. We found there was enough happening around the ship that you could have a completely different sort of evening, depending on your mood. After all that food, you may decide it's time to visit the gym. The gym is included in your fare and has large windows looking out to sea, which is a much better view than we usually get while exercising at home. The MSC Aurora Spa costs extra and offers treatments like massages and the thermal suite. We didn't try any of the spa facilities on this sailing, so we won't pretend to review them, but it's another option if you're looking for a quieter break from the busier parts of the ship. So, what can you actually do on MSC Virtuosa? Quite a lot. You can swim, use the water slides, try the Himalayan Bridge, play sport, watch shows, enjoy live music and eat in the buffet or main dining rooms without paying extra. Then there are the paid attractions such as the arcade, bowling, speciality restaurants, spa treatments and some premium entertainment. One of the biggest strengths of MSC Virtuosa is the amount of choice. The downside for us is that on a short cruise you have almost no chance of seeing and doing everything. If we only had one day on board, we would explore Galleria Virtuosa, enjoy one of the included theatre shows and make time for the water park and Himalayan Bridge. And of course, we'd probably fit in a slice or three of that fantastic pizza as well. Which would you head to first? The water slides, the robot bartender or the food? Just let us know in the comments. We share honest cruise ship tours, cruise reviews and practical tips without the sales pitch, so please consider subscribing to Cruise Corner if that sounds useful to you. So until next time, thanks for watching and as always, happy cruising.